Hi everyone, it's Lee here. So welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a regular visitor. So we're doing day 10 of my M.A.G.I.E challenge. So this is just a little project that I've got going during May. Anyone can join in, and in the video description box below you'll see a link to this document that I'm showing you here. Tells you what to do, when to do it, or you do it at your own pace anyway. And there's also a list of the prompts if you don't want to have to print them off, and also a link to the channels that are playing along with me. So today the prompt is, yikes, I can't do a portrait. And yes, you can. So I've got my book here. This is the handmade book, and it's really easy. It's a no-sew book. All you need to do is glue and hinge some pieces of paper together, and there's a link for that video in the well, I think it was the top right hand corner, but it's also in the video description box. So today I thought I'd use some of these jelly prints that are not going to be used for anything else except collage. So I'm going to cover my page in collage, and I will be using a cheats method of creating a portrait. Now, I'm not sure why I was showing you that page, probably because I'm going to try with that stencil baby wipe method again. I'm actually doing this as a voiceover, this part of it, because there's something wrong with my microphone connection on my camera, so all I was getting was horrible noises, so I'm having to go back and do this voiceover. So the first thing I will do is glue down some pieces of this paper, cover the page with it. I'll then cover it in a very thin coat of clear gesso, which helps protect the paper from all the other wet things that are going to go on top of it. So I'll just let that run along, and I'll increase the speed a little bit so it's not as boring for you. Now, if you're watching the live premiere, there is a chat there, so if you want to ask me questions, just go ahead and ask questions, and I'm sitting here and I'll answer the questions for you. As you can see, I have torn my pages, or my pieces of paper, into bite-sized chunks, so about the size of my hand, just so they're easier to manage, and I can fill the page fairly quickly and not be gluing bits of paper on all day. So these papers I made in one of my jelly printing videos, so I'll link that in the video description box if you want to have a look and see how they were made. I actually used leaves out of my garden, went around and raided some of the trees. I don't have a lot of soft leaves in my garden, they're all quite hard, so they printed okay. Nothing fantastic, but they're fine for this. And I love that contrast on that one there, the yellow and orangey colour against the blue. Gorgeous. The reason I like using that spatula, which is a silicone spatula, and the silicone paint knives for gluing, is it doesn't ruin your paintbrushes, so it won't actually stick to the spatula. It'll dry on it, but you can just peel it straight off. So I've ruined quite a few paintbrushes over the years where I've just popped them to the side and forgot about them, or haven't washed them properly, and they've ended up as sticks, so this avoids that happening. So I've put my book aside to dry, and I just want to show you a couple of ways that you can create a face on your page without having to stress about drawing it yourself. So these stencils, I think they were from Jane Davenport. They're old. I've had them for some time, probably 5 or 6 years. So I'm not sure if they're still available, but that's an easy way to draw a face. The only thing is you're stuck with that one particular size, but you can flip them over and make them look whichever way you like, to the left or the right. This is another one that I really like doing. So I've found a magazine image, and this is the one that I end up using for my lady. And I just trace the image onto some transparent paper. Just the main parts, so where the eyes are, the mouth, the nose, and the hairline, that sort of thing. Then I'm going to glue it onto my page, and because it's such a transparent paper, it will just fade away into the background. So this is a couple more that I've done. When you're looking for an image to do this way, try to avoid the ones that have got teeth, because they look really weird when you start adding teeth, like that one on the left there. Very cartoonish looking. The lady on the right isn't so bad, but she's got her head tipped back at a strange sort of angle. And I went through my book and I pulled out quite a few images, and I wasn't sure which one I was going to use. So I think this is a good one because I want to have a serene sort of image. This is a nice one of a lady with her eyes open, and that's another one that would be good. Lots of contrast, high contrast on the magazine page. And there's always the stamp. So this was a set of 3 stamps I got from Temu. They're probably a knockoff of somebody else's good stamps, but I just covered this paper in stamps. That and that. Loose ones that I painted. I drew, using that same method, but I've just done it on different paper in amongst all the stamps. So that's how I'm going to achieve my face. Okay, my page is dry now, and I've selected this stencil to have another go at doing the wipe the paint away with the baby wipe technique that I showed you in my previous video. I thought this one might work a bit better. So I've got a white and I've got that Tahitian blue. I'm going to put some of that on. So we'll see how this goes. I think why mine doesn't work that well, because the penny only just dropped when I was doing this today, is the lady that I saw do it, which was Lisa Oxley. When she does it, she's doing it on the raw paper, I'm pretty sure. I don't think she's got anything under it, and I'm wondering whether that's why mine doesn't work as well, whether it's because of all the collaging underneath. But the next time I do it, I will try it just on plain paper, see what difference it makes. So as you can see, I'm using a very demure pale pink knot. So this is the brightest pink that I've got. It's called Opera Rose, and I just thought a punch of this exuberant colour might liven things up a little bit. It's very transparent, so it's quite a subtle effect for such a bright paint. And there's a bit of paint left on that baby white, so I wiped it in a couple of other areas just for the heck of it. Dried it off. And now I'm going to do that blue. So this is a gorgeous blue. I love this. So I'm reasonably happy with the way that's looking. It's definitely provided some textural, some visual texture in the background, I should say. And there's quite a difference in the left side to the right side. So I got my alphabet stencil out and I thought I might put a few letters in here and there with some white acrylic. It's a little bit messy. And then my honeycomb one, I thought, oh, I'm just going to do that with my finger, getting a feel for it. I love getting my fingers in the paint. I don't like getting glue on my fingers though, because I spend all afternoon peeling it off like skin coming off your fingers. So I've got that little round jelly plate there. I've put a bit of black paint on it and I'm just going to do a little bit of stamping. Okay, so I've decided I want to use this lady's face because I want to have her sort of like in a dream-like image on the page, if that makes sense. So I've got just a graphite pencil here. So I'm going to trace the her face just where the main parts of it are, so everything stays in proportion. I've just got a piece of tracing paper and I've used a bit of washi tape to attach it to the book page, the magazine image, so it doesn't move around while I'm tracing it. And I'm thinking that I will have her probably facing the other way. I'll make my mind up about that as I go along. So I'm just going to start with the eyes. So her eyebrows are here. So because this is a transparent piece of paper, if I flip it over the other way, once I've finished, then she's facing the other way, in the opposite direction. So eyebrows are there. Her eyes are closed like that. Eyelids in there. Eyelashes. Mostly what you see of her eyes are her eyelashes, like so. Then her nose comes down here like this. And the nostrils are there. That one looks bigger because the way her face is turned, you can see more of it. Her lips, slightly parted. And you can, when you're doing this sort of thing, you don't have to do it exactly as it appears on the page. You can exaggerate them a little bit more. So I hope this is showing up. When I take the paper off the book page, you'll be able to see a bit better. But this is exactly how I will be doing it. It's her forehead and her chin. Can you see any of her neck? Let's have a look. You don't really see any of the neck. There's a bit of a shadow there, so I won't pop that in. She's got makeup on, so I'm not going to put those lines in there. And her hair, she's got it tied back, so I think I might leave it tied back, like not visible in my image. And I put this paper above this because the top of her head is cut off, and I want to actually have the top of her head So it'll probably go up about there. Okay, so I'll show you what I'm talking about with everything. I'll take it off the magazine page. Okay, so let me get a white piece of paper to put it behind. So that's what I've got. So it's a really pleasant image of a lady with her eyes closed. She's looks to me like she's dreaming. So I'm going to go over this. I'm going to face her the other way when I put her on my page. But I just want these. This is a bit like a map of the face. Think of it like that. So I'll be actually painting her face. And this will just be my guide. But I am actually going to glue this down onto my painting. So some of these marks may show up, but I doubt it. But by the time we finish putting the paint all over it, probably won't be the case. She's a lovely, serene look about her, and that's why I like it. So I'm going to put her here, like so. Glue her on, and then paint over her. Then I'll use my matte medium to glue her down. And I've been thinking about this, like, I'll see what it looks like once it's glued down. I might even decide to not paint too much on it. I might just leave it and just accentuate her features, because what should happen is the everything underneath should show through. I'm going to coat the outside of this in that matte gel medium to make sure that it's got a really good coat on it. It's not going to move anywhere. Okay, I'm happy with how that is looking. So what I'm going to do is dry that off and then trim the excess paper off. And because I've drawn on the other side of it, it's, you know, like it doesn't matter what I do, I'm not going to smudge that original drawing, which is handy. Now, I originally thought that I would use paint to go over the face again, but I'm going to use my little black crayon because I just like the way it looks. Okay, so I've got some other colours here. It looks a bit strange. I'll try and get rid of some of that. Just going to use a little bit of water. It didn't look like the eyes were closed when I coloured in that bit there. So I've got some other colours that I wouldn't mind adding on. She could have pink lips. See how this works out. Mixing a little bit with the black. That's okay. And maybe just a little bit of, got a brown here. There's a little bit of shading on the eyelids. And around the hairline too. I don't like the way that is. So I'm going to go over this with a wet brush, because these are water soluble. And just put some of this, spread some of this around a little bit. All the shading on her cheeks. Okay, let me get the wet brush. So you could do this with watercolors, and you could do it with watercolor pencils, of course, and also ink tints, or even just paint. I just want to use these crayons because I just felt like it. They have a similar effect to when you're using a Stabilo pencil. And as far as the way the paint, you know, the medium moves around once the water gets on it. And they're actually an oil crayon, just a cheap set. Got it from one of the $2 shops. Montmartre is the brand, so they're really economical art supplies. Giving her nose a little bit more shape. Yeah, I'm going to try and do something with these lips without making too much of a mess. I'm going to brighten her up a little bit. I'm going to put some orange on her cheeks. Not trying for realism, obviously. Just something interesting. And I think she needs just a little bit of shadow down here. Do that with some brown. Let's try this brush. That's a good one. It's like really dense, spongy bristles. This is an arty brush. I'm not sure what it's for. Cloud brush, it says. Okay, might just put a little bit of red on those lips. They look a little bit too pink, aren't they? So the red and the pink together might make a nice blend. That's a better colour. Okay. Now I want her to be dreaming about some things. You know, I'll just let you know that and that is in the little round plate. I just still had some black paint on it, so I just thought I'd unload it there. So I would like her maybe to have a little bird sitting on her shoulder, so I'm going to find an image of a bird to pop in there. Okay, so I've got this little one with his mouth open because it's going to be telling her secrets during the night. She's going to dream of being a little bird that can fly wherever she likes, look down on the world and be free. So the little bird comes and talks to her while she's sleeping. Now I've gone around that with my Sharpie, that's what I was trying to say. But I think what I'll do is just go around the edge of it with my Stabilo. Actually, I'll just use this because it's water soluble and it's more subtle. I just want to put like a little drop shadow underneath. Doesn't have to be too distinct. Okay, I think that works well. Now I would like to put some brighter colours in a couple of places. And I might just take advantage of having these sitting here looking at me and see what I can do just to brighten up some areas. No particular reason, then I feel like doing it. I just feel this has become a little bit dark and grungy, which is fine, but that sort of wasn't what I was going for. And there's no reason why she can't have yellow in her hair. Could be moonlight. Alright, just going to go over the yellow bits with the yellow crayon. So it's always bright and cheerful when you put some yellow in there. bits of red here. Just wanting to get a little bit of pop in there. Pop of colour. Doesn't have to mean anything or represent anything. Just wanted to put it in there. I won't blend them together. I'll just leave them on their own. I don't know what this blue is like. Oh, it's not the right blue. Okay, I'll get another crayon. Got this one. Oh, that's metallic. Okay, that's nice. Oh, that's nice and smushy, that one. I'm thinking that I might do some circle work with this one. Because it's nice and lustrous. And maybe some little ones here. Fill these ones in. I don't know where these came from. Are they Montmartre? Obviously I bought them at some point in time, don't remember. How are her lips going to look with a bit of shine on them? And down here, let's just go. I'm not sure if this is going to show up. Might. Some marks. Doesn't blend too, I mean it blends well, but it doesn't look nice. Okay, so what have I got now? I've got purple. I feel like I want to put a big flower in there now. What's this white one like? Let me try it somewhere else. It may not be opaque enough. We'll see. Oh, it's okay. Should I draw a flower? Yeah. Let's draw a flower. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. It's there. And maybe another one down here. I like the way they sort of fade into the background. And a few more circles, because I can. You know what I haven't done for ages, and that's a bit of splatter. So I'm thinking maybe just some splatters white ones. And I think I have my splatter brush. Let's get some white. And try not to make too much drip off. I think there's too much on there, but that's alright. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, the only problem with putting all that waxy crayon on there is that I can't write on it now. And I did want to put a sentiment on it, but I don't think I can. Unless I find one that I can cut out. I think that looks a little bit better. Well, you know, I think I'm going to leave that as it is. And I've already sort of got like a bit of a black outline around it because I used the excess paint off my brayer. Just roughly went around it way back in the piece. I might just fill in a couple of white bits. Just like that nice finished off look that the crayon gives. I suppose I could write something with crayon, couldn't I? I don't think I should. I think I should just leave it because I know I'll mess it up if I try and write something on there. Alright, let me know in the comments what you think. I love this one. I mean, it's a portrait, but it's not a portrait, if you know what I mean. And I think she's pretty serene looking, calming, with a little bird sitting on her shoulder there. His legs not quite touching, but his foot, he's got one up in the air. That's alright. There we go. Fix that problem. Alrighty, let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one of these in my little series. So my next one is going to be Collage My World. So we've been collaging all the way through, but yeah, gonna do it again. Oh, that's not going to work there, but it doesn't matter. Alright, till next time, stay painty, sticky, gooey, creating, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. So hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo!